Right, welcome to Grandpa's Workshop. First video of 2025. Happy New Year belatedly, everybody. I've been making a little bit of progress. So first of all, I'll do a very quick Aldi Parkside tool haul that I've done in the new year to top stuff up. So I think this was Lidl. So, topping up my PPE, new pair of gloves. I think that's the Parkside work gloves in size 9, because I've got girly hands. That replaces all the others and they're really nice quality, better than the previous ones. New set of thick work socks. I think they were £3.99 or £4.99. And Parkside lined work trousers. So I've already got an old pair, so I've now got 2 pair of work trousers, so my M&S chinos don't keep getting trashed when I'm working. So that's a start. This is the latest shopping spree in Lidl. Actually this one is Ferex, this is Aldi. Moisture meter. This was £9.99, I believe. Now, you just can't beat that. Now, for £9.99, unfortunately, it's not a pinless moisture meter. It's got, you shove that in the grain of your timber. And there's various modes. I'm going to do a more in-depth view of that so I can keep a track of the moisture and my timber in the workshop. But having said that, £9.99. Going back in the day when I were a lad in building control, we got the first generation of these. It was the size of a brick, and I think it cost 40 quid 40 years ago. So that. I would like the pinless, and in fact I might do that a bit later on, but impulse buy, £9.99. What can you do? I haven't explored all the modes yet, but that. I've had a top up. This is my, I don't know how many pieces, but that's my existing Parkside bit set. It hasn't got a screwdriver handle in it, but I've been using them and all the extensions, and I've chewed a few up. So this week, when I went in, Aldi Work Zone. This is their 105 piece bit set, 99 bits, 25mm, a couple of adapters and a nice handle. Which is nice, ratcheting handle. So that's nice to have on top. I think that'll go in my indoor toolbox around the house. In the garage, historically, I've been using these Parkside wood and HSS drill bit set. I don't need a terrible lot, and what I've been doing is I use them, I break them, I lose them, and in time they show up in the shelves. I just get replacements. So they're the existing. What I did notice, again, in Aldi, a Ferex 15, some replacement for my worn out Brad Point bits. So they're available in Aldi at the moment. All well and good. Just before Christmas, I got myself a set of needle files. I think these are £4.99 or £5.99. It gives you, see, a little handle. You tighten it up, and there's a series of what I call rat's tail files. There's a couple of flats, a couple of triangular, and a flat tapered one, which is always handy for fettling little bits of woodwork. So I was pleased I picked that up again. Impulse buy, small amounts of money. That's that. Just before Christmas, they didn't show up. Now, there's loads of people who do the tool hauls from Aldi and Lidl. I've got a local Lidl and a couple of Aldis a few miles away in Rochdale, but they never seem to have what's published in the Thursday and Sunday leaflets. Anyway, these were tucked away in the bargain basement bin. I can't remember when they were out. Wood correction pen for tidying up marks, one for mahogany and one for oak. They were £1.50, £2 each. It wasn't worth not getting them. And for my little drawing board, I got a Parkside Architect's triangular scale. That comes in the various scales of 1 to 100, 1 to 200, 1 to 400, 1 to 300, and I think there's a 1 to 50 on the back side. That's good. Now, the big purchases for the workshop in here is I've been hammering the woodworker's workshop for bits and bobs for my table saw. So, what have I got for the table saw? A new router plate, and I'll show you where it goes, but it's Woodworkers Workshop to do them for all the major makes, so I got this for the Trend. If you watch my older videos, I've got a Trend T7E for handheld work, and buried in the Trend router table is a T10E, because the T10, unlike this one, that's the depth adjust. The T10 has a hole here that you can adjust the height from the top of the table. So that's in my Trend router table, but it's going somewhere else so I can do it from the top. This I will show you where it goes. Let's turn around. Let's have a look. Right, I've mentioned this before. My Axminster AC254TS cabinet saw. It had metal wings on. I've taken those off and I've put the Incra TSLS system on it. Those of you who are not new will know it's taken me about 2 years. This is the speed iron of it. But I bought myself from Woodworkers Workshop, and it's on 4 brackets, a router table extension wing, and that takes there. So this has an auxiliary fence that goes on it that enables me to use the table as an all-in-one router table. So I got from Woodworkers Workshop, I think it's about 21mm thick melamine faced MDF. Because of the size of my saw, I've had to chop about ½ inch off each end. That really hurt me to chop the ends off, and I've sealed it. And I bought myself, I think from plywood cut to the size, I got myself a sheet of 18mm melamine faced MDF edged all round, made the size to fit this size. So I've got basically, if I take this off, I've got a 6 foot, 2 foot table. So that's going. What also came with the table insert is a series, I think they're called Maglift. Basically, they changed the size of the whole opening and the magnetic, so there's no screwing them in and out. There you go, you can put the different sizes in according to the size of the router bit. So that's making progress in here. Now, well, what else have I done? Nothing else. So the plan is, right, what have I done in the workshop? Right, so I put these 2 tables in. These are the stiffener brackets I've got for both sides to stop those tables flexing in use. That's as it was. My trend router table is as it was. Here, I've made a little mobile trolley. Forget the fact I've not put its wheels on yet. Made a mobile trolley to fit my bobbin sander and my Schlepak dust extractor with the 4-inch pipe that fits my, it fits my table saw and my bandsaw. So, what the plan for 2025 is that I think most of all this is going somewhere else. My little Schoberg workbench, the router table, that's probably going under there. The bobbin sander and my little benchtop tools are going somewhere else out of this workshop, because this thing, I miscalculated up the size I needed for it and room to move this out backwards and forwards. I mean, I'm not doing big stuff on it, but the way it is, it's too wide to go across to put long lengths of timber through it, through the saw, but I'll be using it mostly for small boxes you use in a little cross-cut sledge I've got. I'll show you that another time. And the router table for Incra-based dovetails and fancy stuff. So that is going in the middle of the workshop. I'm keeping the bandsaw, use your words, Grandpa. But the small table, the benchtop tools, and maybe the trend router table and the drum sander are going elsewhere, which I shall show you now. I hinted at this before Christmas. I've got plans for elsewhere in the garden. My old 7x5 shed, which had all my gardening stuff and a load of cans and that, I've reorganised and I'll show you, I've tidied it up a lot. There's still stuff in it that's going to go, but I put those wire mesh shelves in, got rid of all my wibbly wobbly MDF shelves that were all sagging under the weight of tins and dampness. So that's looking a lot tidier. The workbench, your benchtop tools, and maybe the top of that trend router table are going somewhere else in the back garden. I'll show you this. There you are. I promised you I was having some landscaping work done to regrade the bottom half of this garden behind the end of the garage. So I had my team workmen in, and they did a bloody good job, and I'm very pleased with it. They dug out the last of those raised beds with the rotten timber. They've regraded it, so basically an 8-foot deep bit of gravel, and then a 9.5 to 11-foot deep bit of gravel, step down and put oak sleepers in. So now I have as you can see, a good flat space to put another shed in, another workshop. So the idea is I'm keeping my big tools in here, the table saw, router table, the bandsaw, and everything else is going in a 12x8 shed at the back of the garden, and that'll be coming in about a month's time. 12x8's a reasonably big shed. It's not huge, but it's more than I need. That's going to be my hand tool and small handheld machines workshop. So I'll get that in the spring, and then over the course of the summer I've got to save up again, and then I'll probably insulate it and dry line it. And again, the judges are out on whether I'm going to line it out with 8mm Tongan groove pine or do it with MDF to form like a shaker panel wall inside. Again, it depends on how much the insulation costs and how I do that, but that's in progress and you're going to see me do it. So that's it. I'm sorry I've taken so long and there's so little to show for it, but you can see where I'm up to. So from Easter I'm hoping to start, a regular series of little projects, and that's me done. So let me know how you're doing. The weather in the Pennines here is, well, the humidity is awful. It's 78 in here, and it's freezing cold. We had a bit of snow, but that went. But it's cold and damp as the Pennine does. So I'll catch you again. I'm a bit run down in the new year. I've got to sort my health out, but that should be okay. Catch you again, guys. Upwards. See you soon.